What's going on? What's going on? I think I'm gonna just go ahead and do another video while I got it on my mind. I was just thinking to myself, just got done eating, got the weekend off. I'm gonna be doing some things and moving some dogs around. So I have a full weekend. But I was just thinking about this. I like, about having, we want to have our dogs heavy with certain stuff, and we know we don't see the heaviness bred dogs, how they can what they can become in a matter of time, just because of the inbreeding part of it, how the traits just really trickles down in that dog. But so I'm just coming to debunk some of that, what I'm saying, and not coming against nothing that's heavy bred. See, when I always say stuff, it's always coming from the mental. I'm doing it from a mental aspect first, not from an emotional aspect, because sometimes we do things from an emotional aspect. We tend to see sight of what we really got going on, and but I'm just doing it from a mental aspect, and like I said, somebody might beg to differ, but that's cool. That's agreeing and disagree. I'm good with that. I don't have no problem. But sometimes that don't mean because you go heavy bred on something that's it'll bring you success, but also it'll bring you a failure too. And that might be the name of the video: success and failure. And it can bring you both, because a lot of people they tend to say, man, that stuff too tight. Then you begin to lose core value things out of the dogs that kept them dogs what they really were. Like, you might say, oh, I'm going heavy for more mouth. But if the dog already got a good devastating mouth, why are you going for heavy mouth for? So them are the questions that you got to begin to ask yourself. So me personally, and the only reason I'm doing this video, because I know the stuff that I have witnessed off of this stuff, what the heavy bred stuff can also bring the good and the bad. But sometimes, the good outweigh the bad, and sometimes it'll be balanced, and then sometimes the bad can outweigh the good. It just depends. Yeah, the situation just depends on the circumstances. And like I say, just because you go heavy on something, that don't mean you're gonna guarantee to have success or longevity. See, I'm looking for longevity out of these dogs. That's why I'm doing the way I'm doing it. And another person, he might do it different. He might say, okay, I can still go heavy on that. And like I said again, I don't say it in plenty of my videos, you definitely can get a dog and be heavy on it, and they be well successful. You see Red Boy, you see Jocko, you see who else? They go heavy on Eli. Some more names of dogs that that they don't went heavy on, been real successful. Then a lot of them you can't go heavy on, like Zebo. The Zebo stuff you can't, because you get brittle teeth, you get different other stuff that begins to happen to these dogs. But my thing is, I'm debunking that you don't have to go heavy. You can have a 50% dog and still be a lot successful than a heavy bred dog. Now, it sounds good to go heavier on them because you want them puppies to come out acting just like the dam and the sour. Hey, I'm all for that. I'm definitely all for that. I want that high prey drive. I want that work ethic. I want that that natural instinct to come out of them early, in the middle, or late. But I'm learning now by dealing with this Lonzo Green with Eli Bolio, you don't have to go heavy. The only thing I'm doing is just, basically a lot of my breeding has been line bred, inbred. And, I've been basing everything, and a lot of the dogs, me and my homeboy, big out shout out to you. You know who I'm talking about. When you hear this video, you'll know who I'm talking about. I'm gonna give you a shout about Inglewood, but we were looking at a pedigree and that I had did, but the breeding hadn't took place. But he was like, look how many times Mr. November is down up in there. So I was like, yeah. But Mr. November was up in there like 6 times. But the thing of it is, we wasn't on top of each other. Like, it was just not back to back. It was just like from the 4th to the 3rd, and then it was just, to the 2nd, and I think it was like 4th, 3rd, and then 2nd. But it was spread it around, and so see how balanced that was, instead of being on back to back on top of each other. And granted, I'm not taking away from the heavy bred dogs. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I say stuff to get myself and others, the other listeners, to think like we think we always going heavy, going prove a point or fix the problem. No, it's all about keep on looking at your dog, looking at that pedigree, and seeing how some other breeders had this same strand, how they done it, and maybe you might take something out of them and do it a little better. So that's my thing. So, like I say, and this name of this video will be success and failure. And a lot of times we all gonna have to fall back anyway and go back to the drawing board. We all gonna have to do it to a certain extent, and that's fine. I'm cool with that, because now you get to reevaluate, you get to reform, you just get to you get to do a lot of because means back. You know what I'm saying? It means to go back. That's what means, and it's fine to go back. You got to go back to go forward. You might have to sit down a little bit, before you able to just get up and get your conscience back with this. You know what I'm saying? And so, but all I'm saying is, we thinking we going heavy, gonna solve the problem. It don't all the time. That's why you got to keep these dogs balanced, because sometimes if you go too heavy, now you got a overly aggressive dog that you can't really control unless you really know how to handle the dog. The dog, you the master, and he is and he's the dog. So you got to be a certain time, you got to say a certain way, it'll tone that down. Hey! Then they should be able to just automatically act like a kid and be a little submissive. We dealt with that as well. We dealt with our parents saying a certain thing, and they said a certain thing to us. If they that tone of voice, we know they knew business. And that's how it should be with your dog. Not saying you got to, beat on them or something. Now, sometimes you might have to pat him on the head. Hey, I done told you. Like my Frankie Knuckles dog when he was living, rest in peace to him. But I would have to, sometimes get him, because he would kind of nip at me. And that wasn't even trying to bite me, but it was just the nipping part. And you just get tired of that. When you go up to him, he just come up nip you. But it was just one of them traits that the Lonzo Greenwood, Eli Bolio, and some of them dogs tend to have. So that's why I came up with the ideal or looking at the breeding patterns of the breeders that was before me. Not saying that they did a bad thing or anything, or they neglected what they done, but it was just like, you seeing them signs out of your dog. You don't want that, because now you got a little kid that might go up to him, he might not be trying to bite him. And then if he do nip him and then they fall and he get to hollering, that might trigger some of that dog. Now he don't bit him in the face. But I'm just saying, I'm just hypothetically speaking, that's the things that could happen. I'd rather have an all balanced dog. Like I keep telling y'all this, I'd rather have a 100, what's his dog name? Ferguson Centipede dog. Very good dog, family dog. But when he was trying to get the business, the dog knew how to shift that. He knew how to, turn that light switch on. That's what my program is about, having that balance between these dogs. And I'm gonna give you a prime example. I'm just showing a video of my partner. We getting real acquainted on some things, and he was like, man, some of the things you say that I ain't learned, that I never looked at, and all I'm just trying to do is get you to think outside the box. But anyway, he see how he got his dog, him and Nippy, his dog named Nippy, and then he got Jason for me. Jason is, he's they be playing all day, they getting rowdy. But I already told him, I said, just watch out for that, because now that little playing can get really, really serious. And he already know, but I already went over to him. We don't evaluate the conversation and everything. So, but the thing of it is, he got him in the house. He know how to tone it down when he get behind the family. The little girl have him picking him up. He know how to tone it down. That's what I like, a dog like that. And your kids, they should be able to go around these dogs. So, like I say, nothing against having a heavier dog. I don't mind it. Sometimes, I like heavy, but I don't have to do it all the time. I just can go back to it. So that's like, upsetting the house he's bred. Why I need to double up on him, because he already off a brother and sister, and his mom is this heavy brood off of the Slim Jim. The dad, Alex the Great, brother and sister breed, not too heavy, but still heavy, So why do I need to double up on him? All I got to do is just do grandson. I mean, not sorry, I'm talking a little bit too fast. Let me slow it down. The granddaughter to granddad. Now maybe I say, okay, I don't bred him a couple times. I might double up on a granddaughter. I may do that just to, you know what I'm saying? Because now I don't did a couple generations, and what generations means breedings. I don't did a couple of them. Now I can say I can double up on this granddaughter, and that's what I may do. Then again, I may not do it. You know, so and me personally, the more I research, the more I study pedigrees, and the more my mind is begin to be open, and I'm listening to other people that's been doing it before me. Hey, I give y'all credit, because now it opened up a whole nother dimension on my part. You know, it puts another bigger dilemma when how I'm looking at stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's putting that in there. And you know, I just want to do this video, and I appreciate everybody, you know, that comments on the video, man. Y'all mean so much to me. It put fuels back in me to keep coming up with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Keep coming up with these splendid ideals, or these witty ideals, because all it does is take time. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying I'm the first one that probably thought of this. Probably a lot of people thought of it, but never implemented it. You know, so, but like I say, all Will Kennels at your services. I mean, all Will Kennels of the Carolinas at your services. I always forget that, but yeah, man. So, like I said, there ain't nothing wrong with going heavy. I like heavy, depending on what it is. I take that heaviness. Okay, now I say I might take this other dog to loosen up that heaviness, because all you need to do is sometimes loosen up your stuff. That's why you go to the out. Or you might take another dog that's very temperament in the family, say loosen up off this breeding, just loosen up a tad bit, one breeding, and then go back into it. See, that's the mindset that you got to have. That's the good patterns that you got to have. That's the good selected breeders that you got to have in order to, you know, like I say, have that apex animal, or that ultimate animal. You got to have that. And so, you know, like I say, the name of the video is Success and Failure. You're going to have both of them, but you don't want your failures to outweigh your success, like where you just get so stagnant, where you get so, you know, dumbfounded, where you just, oh, I'm going to just go heavy on everything, mother, son, father, you know, all this stuff, and then trying to do all this stuff. At one point in time, my mind processed word like theirs. It was like theirs, but I said, nah, I ain't want to do it like that, you know, so I want to do it a little differently. I want to keep the same standards as they had, the breeding quality to quality, and the same principles, but I didn't want to keep the same anticipation as they had. You feel me? So, but I hope y'all really enjoyed this video, man. This little short period of time. I don't think I'm gonna do any more. I ain't even gonna talk no more. But like I say, we think we going heavy on something that I always gonna be more proven than it was. But sometimes it's better to stay family oriented, and what I'm saying is like line bred to a certain extent, and then, you know, you switching it up, because all it is, you putting combinations to make good dogs. All you is just putting combinations of dogs together that's down in that family, and then you might have another dog where you put that comes on top or bottom to complement this other dog, but if that other, whatever is top on bottom, might have an out that out might help you to a success. And then when them puppies come up of age, and you say, okay, I'm gonna go right back to the family. I'm telling you, one of my biggest success was with the breeding is going back into the family. I could have went another route, but why go you know, another route? I gotta see it. I gotta make a firm belief out of myself that is official. When I first did my 2 breedings with Lackey Britt and Jade, and Lackey's Britt with Goya Bean, I said I want to go back into the family. You know, so that was my main purpose, to go back into the family, because I don't seen a bunch of his dogs in the yard and how they act. They, you know, they really heavy in the wind. They, you know, but like I say, I'm just trying to breed out, and ain't nothing wrong with a little skittish to a certain extent, so they open up to you. But I'm trying to breed that out completely, because I want to, you know, if my daughter's, she get of age and she bring her little friend out there, that dog should be able to wag, be welcoming to that human being without having to, you know, trick them or something. Just lay the prowl down. You know how some of them be prowl down when they get up to they you know. So But that's my goal. Everybody got their own differences when they doing certain things, their own goals and their own plans, and some of them could be similar, but some of them could be totally different the way they look at it, depending on what strands they dealing with. But I hope y'all really enjoyed the video, man. I'm getting ready to go in the house right now, and wind it down a little bit and get in here and deal with my family, so. But yeah, man, we trying to reach, we trying to reach it, and we gonna reach it. It ain't no trying, but we gonna reach it. I'm a steady effort, putting effort at it. Like I say, once I, circumcise some things, and nip some things at the butt with certain situations I got, then I'll be able to reach that within X amount of time. But so time is always on your side, but it just all depends on how you play it. See, that's the whole thing, and that's where that patient part comes in. That's where that anticipation comes in, with all that course of trial and error too, just as well. You're gonna have it, but it's fine. I don't mind going back to the drawing board. That's like a coach when they coach, their team. If that coach does not make adjustments, and you sticking to saying, oh, it's gonna work, next thing you know, you don't got blew out by 20, especially on the basketball court or football. You don't got because you didn't make an adjustment. You didn't say, let's do this, what we worked on in practice, or we try to do something else. So that's one of the big things. With these dogs, sometimes you got to make adjustment. You got to maybe go to another family, and to be able to give you that little bit of edge you might need, and it might just be a little sprinkle that you need, and that might help you surpass being stagnant on having more better dogs in the long haul. Because I'm already looking at 3 to 5 to 7 to 10. That's what I'm breeding for, a purpose. It's every breeding that I do is purpose behind it. It's putting a lot of thought. It's putting a lot of illustration. It's putting a lot of support from myself of just keep doing, looking at that pedigree, looking at other pedigrees. What I may could add to this in the long run to maybe to help these dogs just push that absolutely gold, to be on the top tier. That's what my mindset is. It ain't just for the money. Never has been. I love this breed. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to make the world see. Not only just the ones that's been doing it for a while, to make the world see, look, this breed once was number one. So that's my goal, to make it number one again with a bunch of other breeders that's doing it right. So yeah. But let me get out of here. I don't get you about 20 minutes, man. I hope y'all really had a good, wonderful week. I got the weekend off. And I got some great acquisitions that's going to be taking place in the near future. Can't tell y'all about it because I tell you, man, it's going to mess up everything. You just going to have to let it see. And sometimes you don't have to tell everything. You just let it happen. So instead of talking, put action behind that talking and walking. And you let things, take its course, let things take its process. So I got some great acquisition in the near future for this this American Pit Bull world, Terrier world. I got some great ideas that I want to implement in this with my program, with my kennel, and maybe a couple partners that I got that can be solid all the way around, that you ain't got to worry about trying to, cutthroat you, because that's what everybody do now. They cutthroat you. I ain't got time for that. I don't do business like that. I don't mess with nobody emotions. I ain't got time for that, bruh. If you ain't doing it for the breed, then what we doing it for? Come on. But all right, let me get out of here because I could preach a little more, but I ain't going to do it. See, I was going to give you like 13, 15 minutes, but now look, I'm already done jumped up. Hey, but All Wheel Kennels of the Carolinas at your services, man. We definitely striving to reach the top. We're going to reach the top. All it take a little time, and I can remember when I was first started doing this and I was talking to my homeboy. He was schooling me on things, and y'all always say, why do I mention him? Because he means so much to me, how much he helped me get from here to here. And then now where I don't took it from that little bit of help, I don't went up here, and I'm keep going up. So I'm keep excelling. And that's the whole thing of it. You keep excelling. You don't want to stay stagnant. But anyway, let me get out of here. But I love y'all, that whoever listening, I love y'all. I got mad love for y'all. Like I say, if anybody need to reach out, y'all know how to get at me. get at me. I'm definitely gonna get back with you. It's my duty. It's my job. It's my honor. Yep. So peace.